All right, let's get started. Thank you so much for joining me for your afternoon power hour. My name is Christine Dwyer, and I'm going to share some things with you to get you in the right mindset, but also to get you organized and know kind of the structure of how should you be scheduling your time every time you sit down to do coaching. So obviously, if you're trying to grow your coaching business, sometimes it can be frustrating or very difficult because of information overload, but also because you're just trying to figure out what to do when you really don't know exactly how to do it. And you wonder, am I doing the right thing when I sit down to do my coaching business? So what I want to share with you are some graphs as well as timeline checks so that you can understand, all right, this is where I should partition my time. This is the kind of activity that I should do first. And then when I do it, this is what I do. So the first about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, that's what we're going to cover. I also want to share with you what it can result in. So a little bit more about myself as well as my team. All right, so first things first, as we're looking at our agenda today, you have to have a list. And you have heard this probably a billion times, so you probably let it go over your head. You don't think it's really that important, but take it from me. When people ask me, what's a biggest mistake that you made in the beginning of your coaching years that you would wish that you corrected? What I wish I corrected was that I had a list and that I worked from a list. I didn't. I worked from memory, and I worked from relying on people coming back to me. And I assumed if they want to do it, they'll just come to me. No, it doesn't work that way, especially today when there is so many other options and opportunities and distractions in life and struggles that we're going with. It's just not going to happen. So you have to take that strong step to make sure you track a list as well as follow up with people. Now, with your list, how does it work? Well, I suggest, and I'm going to give you a graphic that shares with you when I have a new coach start, what is recommended that they do to be able to grow their business. All right. So we're going to go into that when we get to the inviting stage. But what's most important is when you first get started, the first thing I ever learned from a top coach, I don't have a coach, first of all. So those of you who don't know my story, I don't need to go into it. But basically, I don't have a coach. And when I joined as a coach, I knew nothing about network marketing. I had figured out for myself. I made top coach my first month as a Beachbody coach. Back then, we had monthly top coaches. We didn't do yearly. And when I went on my first trip, that's where I met coaches like Robert Hudgens, Pete Pena. And that's where they told me, you got to have a list. You have to write down a huge list of names of everybody you can think of. And then you go off of that list inviting people. So if you've never used a memory jogger, use a memory jogger and just brainstorm out a master list. Don't do that right now, because right now you and I have work to do. You can do that after. So something I want to share with you. So this is just a quick little, what's happened then? What has happened with my team and my life and people around me? This has happened. And I've been a coach now for 12 years. And some of my accomplishments are all there on the right side, but the ones that are most important are the ones on the left side. And that is, I have 11 personally sponsored coaches who are in the multi-million-dollar legacy club, meaning they make multi-millions every year as a coach. Now, first I have to say, income disclaimer, there's no guarantee or level of success or income as a Beachbody coach. It's up to completely how much you're going to put work and effort forward. I also have 3 additional personally sponsored coaches that are in the Million Club, Legacy Club. So they earn $1 million a year. I have multiple people that are earning 6 figures a year. On my team alone, so my team, Platinum Presenters, is over 250,000 large, I think. I know it's over 210. I want to say the 5 is sticking out for some reason though. That's how big my downline is. Does that sound crazy to you? Because it should, because it sounds insane to me. I would have never expected that. Me signing up as a coach on a piece of paper, because that's how we did it back then. We didn't have digital forms, and faxing it in. That's how I started. And then I just asked someone, hey, will you do this with me? Hey, will you do this with me? Hey, will you do this with me? But first, I was a no. I said no to being a coach, and not until 1 year later is when I decided, okay, it makes sense. And that was only because someone else told me about it differently. So think about that. I was a no. Someone told me about it and I said, no way. And not until somebody else told me about it, as well as I just signed up. I'm just one person. And then I asked someone, and then I asked someone, and then I asked someone, and boom, 12 years later, over 200,000 people, large more, That's my team. That's my downline. That's my coaching business. How does that happen? It happens by the activity that we do right here in this hour with me. So over 70 people on my team that I know of have achieved $1 million on my team alone. That's not counting all of Team Beachbody. Crazy, right? I'm putting this in front of you because I need you to be in that mindset that you're going to be hungry to do what we're about to do for the next hour. It's so critical and important for you to do this activity to get to anything like this. All right. And just the other stats is I have 6 personally sponsored coaches of mine that are Superstar Diamond. So they're 15-star Diamond. And one of my coaches is Superstar Diamond 3. And that's actually Janelle Summers is Superstar Diamond 3. So it's possible. Here's what's most important. You ready? Okay. So have you ever sat down to do your coaching work and then you're like, okay, what do I do first? You're like, I don't know what to do first. You know what you normally do first? I'll tell you. You go on social media and you start thinking about, all right, what's my post? What post can I put up? What post am I going to put up where I'm going to seem like loving life, ha, 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 and making money and having a fun team? What post can I put up to do that? That's what we think, because that is actually the lowest hanging fruit of activity. You don't do your social media posts as the first thing to do. If you've only got short pockets of time, so I built my business on short pockets of time, in nap times, in lunch moments, in short moments. So if you've got 15 minutes at a time, what do you start with? Here's what you do. First thing that you should do are these things in the red. The first thing, when you sit down to do your coaching business, follow up with people that you've shared the business opportunity with. That's got to be your critical thing. Follow up is the most important thing you do. Then the second thing you would do is then invite new people then to the presentation. So first thing is follow up with people about coaching. Then the second thing you do is invite more people to check out coaching. Third thing you do, follow up with people about product or your challenge groups. Fourth thing, invite more people. So is that making sense? I hope so, because this is what's most important. And then the other stuff is gravy. That's why it's in blue. Like, hooray, you did the hardest part of your coaching business. Then the fifth thing you could do is celebrate, reward yourself, create content. All right? Because that's most important. Your post going up is not going to be the critical step on if your business moves forward tomorrow. What you do with me right now in this hour is what's going to move your business tomorrow. What you put up for posts take months. Okay. All right. This is all the other stuff that you would focus on. You could take a quick screenshot of this because we're going to get into what we're going to talk about. But most of the time, again, I'm a Superstar Diamond 2 coach. So I've achieved 15-star Diamond in 2 of my business centers. How much time do I spend on my team, like coaching them, mentoring them personally, doing team calls, hurrah, hurrah. How much time do I do on that? Less than 50%. This says 50%. This is a graph from Beachbody. So normally, if you're right here in coach status or diamond status or anywhere in between, the problem is that many people are doing this. They're spending half on their time on their team and half on their business. No, when you're in your growing phases of your business, you have to spend the majority of your time on your personal growth business, not other people. That will be secondary. That's just how you're going to be able to grow. So as we're getting going now, in today's presentation, what we're going to be working on is inviting people to coaching, inviting people to check out a product. If you don't have a go-to resource to share what is coaching about, then you need to nail it down. So I always say, if someone comes to you and says, yeah, I'll check out coaching, and then you're like, oh, what do I do? What do I send them? Somebody got a Facebook group? Somebody got a video? Like, what do I do? If you don't know, you got to know, because you can't grow business confused. So you have to know. I've got 3 options here. I'll put the links in the chat again. But first option is Carl's got a quick short video on Vimeo. It's like 6 minutes. It's basic overview of what coaching's about. It's kind of like the warm fuzzy side of coaching. That's a great video that you can offer someone. Second, we always run, as my team, myself, as well as some of my top leaders, we run every other week a What is Coaching live presentation. I've got the recording for you. The link is right there. You can go watch that and many other things on our Facebook page. That's where we house it. So that's that. Third, if you want someone to feel the deadline of attending something live, that's gonna get you to have someone watch a presentation more than you say, here's a link, watch it when you want. If you commit and say, hey, tonight only, Christine Dwyer is running a What is Coaching presentation. You wanna get on it. It's at 8:30 tonight. I can send you the link. That's where you can sign them up and everybody can use this. I don't care what team you're on, everyone can use this. Just go to that link right there. And tonight, actually, because it is my night to run it, I am running a brand new What is Coaching business, but I'm kind of running it differently. I'm going to run it in a way where I'm going to share what coaching is about quickly, but I'm mostly going to focus on where are they now. I'm going to feature a lot of my coaches, not just the uber super million ones, but different levels of coaches to when they started and where are they now, so that people really can see what is possible from different backgrounds. That I feel is going to be really important. So hopefully if you just want to jump on, you can too, but send your people. That's what your goal is. So know where to send people. And when you go to our website, platinumpresenters.com, again, it's for my team, but also the public page, this page right here, is for anyone. Anyone can use it. I don't care what team you're on. If you need to know how to get started as a coach, then do our Coach Getting Started training. All of it's recorded and housed on our Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/platinumpresenters. And here's where you're going to sign people up to watch the presentation with me tonight. Okay, so you can go here, get their email, and you sign them up. Don't tell them to go here and try to figure out where to go. You sign them up. Just get their email, sign them up. Are you ready? Are you ready yet? I knew I was going to spend this long prepping you, but it was that important for you to get in that right mindset of possibility, where you're going in your business, but also what's most important to focus on. So our first activity, we're going to focus for 10 minutes and we're going to follow up, because remember, that's our first most important thing we're going to do. We're just going to focus on follow-up right now. Get in that follow-up mindset. Follow up with any 5 contacts. And it doesn't need to be, hey, you want to get that MMA or you want to get that workout? You don't need to promote a product. If you want, you can just go and say, hey, what's been going on? Your kids ready to get started for school? Are you doing homeschooling? Are you sending them to school? Follow up with at least 5 people. If you can do over 5, you win. So you got 10 minutes. Here's some scripts you can use. Of course, personalize it, make it your own. The one here in pink is one that I kind of lean more towards, but you've got 10 minutes. Let's go. Okay, so let's put a pin on that. If you are like deep and you're like, oh no, finish it if it's an amazingly perfect person that you're talking to. But otherwise, we're going to come back and we're going into this for 5 minutes. You've got 5 minutes. Follow up with, try to go for three or whomever. Follow up with as many people as you can that you firmly sent the presentation to. So whether you added them to a Facebook group that you have for a sneak peek, or you firmly did send the video link off to them. So it's not someone that's you're still asking to check it out. It's like, no, you sent it and now you think they're ghosting you. But remember, no one's ever going to bang on your door saying, I want to give you money. I want to follow up with you. No, you need to follow up with them because they got life. This is your job. This is your job. So they didn't ghost you. You just need to follow up. So let's now go follow up with those people that we asked to check out what coaching was about. We know they did. Maybe they did or didn't. But here's some ideas of what you could say to them to follow up with them. Now, a little bit of advice. If this is kind of like something that is hard for you, what I always like to do is this. Because, for instance, say we send someone off to watch the presentation and you're like, I think they watched it, but why aren't they kind of talking to me anymore? What I always like to do is this little technique. I always blame myself. So if it's been weeks, I blame myself and say, hey, I just wanted to touch base with you. I had a problem with my email. It was all messed up. And I don't know if you sent me an email or not, but I just wanted to make sure. So I'm following up with you. Or, hey, I was just off in New Jersey, because I was, and the storm came through and it knocked out all this power. And I don't know if you emailed me or not. I couldn't get online. So I'm just following up with you. So I would blame myself. So go for it. You've got only 5 minutes for this activity. Right, let's wrap up this activity. So one of the questions says, when I'm inviting someone to coaching, so we're not in invitation right now. We are in following up. So this person already got the information. But the question in the comments was, so when I'm inviting someone to coaching, I don't tell them about what coaching's about or ask them about their story prior to sending them a video. No, not really. Because when someone told me that I should be a coach and they told me what I would do with it and what coaching is, they told me I'd sell supplements to the people that took my fitness classes. And I was like, yuck, I don't want to do that. No way, I'll get fired. You're not the best person to explain what coaching's about. Because when you're talking to someone, in your mind, you think you're telling them how they will do it, how they will crush it, but you may be telling them the wrong story of what they're doing or the piece of coaching that they can do. Your best bet is to always drive them to a presentation that gives the overview or all the details about coaching, then follow up and dig in with them. As you'll notice on these little scripts that I said, I didn't say, what you think? I said, I'm excited to get you moving forward with your goals. Did you want to chat on the phone? Or do you want me to send you my recommendations for what you should get started with? I never said, what you think? Do you want to do it? I didn't say that. I gave them 2 forward motion choices. The same thing, and the other one, did you want me to send you a recording if you didn't get on the live? I'm not telling people to think about it because that brings in negativity. That brings in, oh, I'm too busy right now. Oh, school's starting, I'm so busy. When you give people the option to think about it, then the answer is always no. It really is. So you have to lead them forward. And even me, 12 years later, I still never tell someone what they're going to do about coaching. When someone says, hey, yeah, I want more information about it, then I always say, awesome. Do you want me to send you the quick, short video that goes an overview about coaching? Or do you want the longer, more detailed video that goes into all the ins and outs? And then also, tell me why you are considering becoming a coach. What's your goals? So yes, I do ask them to tell me that stuff, but my most important thing is to ask them, what presentation do you want? Because I want you to watch it and uncover what part of it is connecting with you. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's now move forward. So now we're going into invitation. So now don't try to screw this up with doing another activity. This is important. Inviting people to watch a coaching presentation. So again, I'm running the one tonight. If you want them to hear this girl talk, then you invite them there and all you need is their email address and you go fill it out and they'll get an automatic email with the Zoom link, okay? But here's the document that I share with my team of how do you actually get started and what do you do every day? This is what you should be doing every day. First of all, I heavily suggest if you haven't already signed up your spouse or partner, because that's another extension of yourself. If you're both paying the same bank account, then it's the smartest decision you'll ever do, and it will shoot you in the foot if you didn't do it and you started to build a big business. I will tell you that for sure. First thing though, there's gonna create a master list. You're gonna brainstorm, create at least 100 names list, blah, blah, blah. So this is the memory jogger that I was talking about. Now, you can be sending personal messages to people. You're going to basically pick off of your list and invite people with personal messages. So when they say yes and said, hey, I will watch a video, don't ever give a link and say, hey, do you want to check out what coaching's about? I've got a link right here, boom. No, get them to approve that they want to see it, because don't you hate those private messages where someone says, you'd be perfect to wear these workout clothes and sell them all over the place. Like, I can't stand getting bombarded with people from that. No, I'm not. That's not my message. Yes, I'm a fitness girl. I teach group fitness, all of that, but I'm not going to represent a one product, which is just clothes. Because first of all, I'm a Star Diamond coach. That means I would forego all of my benefits with Beachbody. I would not get bonuses. I would not get customers. I'm never going to do that. So I live with the lifestyle that Beachbody promotes, the complete package. Okay. So then you share a video, whichever one's your favorite, and then you follow up and you sign them up. Like, it's just that easy. I wish. But no, that's your system over and over and over again. So now let's go. Next 10 minutes you've got. You're going to invite people to coaching. I don't care if you want to invite them to watch a video, to get into a Facebook group, or to get on a live presentation with me or another leader. You have to invite them. So here's some some script templates that you can use. The ones in blue text are ones that I lean more towards, but you've got 10 minutes on this activity. Now go to your list, and here's your challenge. I always love to offer this challenge during our presentation for you. If you're looking at your list of names and there's someone on there that scares you because they're so successful, they would be amazing to be on your team, but you're so scared to ask them because you're intimidated by them, that person we call a 10, because that person is someone that probably always achieves in life. They usually follow through in everything they do in life, probably, right? I want you to ask that person. And if you do, while we're here, quickly go put a story up on Instagram, tag me, tell me you did it, and I can feature you on this presentation that you did it. So go, you've got 10 minutes. Okay, let's move it on. So I'm going to go check my Instagram after in this next break and see if I can feature any of you guys. So again, this is one of the best activities that you could keep doing. If you're going to spend more and more time on what you're doing in your coaching business, this is one of the most important. But we're now going to go and switch gears to who we're inviting. We're going to invite now people to a product or a group, a fitness group, whatever, your bot group, your challenge group, whatever you're running. And it doesn't always need to be a challenge pack. Like you don't always need to sell someone on a big Mac Daddy thing. Sometimes even as a new coach, it's a good quick win when someone just buys Energize. Now I know that actually goes against one of the videos that Carl put out because Carl's saying, don't just sell one small product, you sell the big Mac Daddy. You know what? Meet people where they are. That's my opinion. Again, disagree, agree, whatever. But do what feels best for you. And if you try to push someone to doing something that is not the right thing for them, you may lose that person. So meet someone where they are. That's why I always show my Energize every time I'm going to work out. I always show that I put my collagen in my Energize pre-workout every time I'm going to work out, because they need to see that consistently, because not everybody's seeing your stuff every day, but also they're going to start to eventually go, wait, what is that collagen that you're using? Because seriously, Mac Daddy grows your nails. It grows your nails. I don't know if it's making me look younger yet, but I hope it does. But I know it's growing my nails. That's what you're going to finally get those questions. So now go ask people to do or check out something. This is going to be off of your list. So if in your messages you don't have people asking you stuff, then you need to go to your list and ask someone new to come do what you're about to do in your group, or come do a new no sugar challenge or whatever it is. But it's best, of course, if you're going to promote them, get a product. All right, you got 10 minutes-ish. All right, we're going to wrap that up. And the last little activity that I'm going to send you off with, because we've only got a few minutes left, is now you get to create some content. So before we do that, though, let me feature. We've got Fit Peanut Fitness. She tagged me, and I'm hoping this message means that she reached out and did something really scary and invited someone on her scary list to check out what coaching's about. So hopefully you did. All right. So our final activity is now you get to do something you might like, depending. And the best thing that you can do is create 3 pieces of content for social media per day. That doesn't always mean personal content, but that might mean a post in your challenge group, a post for your coaches, and then a post for yourself on your Instagram or wherever. But here's some examples of what you might want to do. One post could be about a personal development, a teaching point that you learned. So today, maybe you can put up a post about something about what we did today together. Maybe it's a feeling you had or a mind blown thing to know that we have that many people being successful. So kind of share something about your personal development or your training, your professional development. Another idea, maybe you're going to go live on Instagram or on Facebook and give 3 tips on how you stay accountable in your workouts, or how you plan out your food so that you stay on track, whatever. It's something that is relative. It doesn't always have to be exactly a workout or fitness. It could be something about how you organize your day, how you've got the kids ready to go for school, something like that. Like my husband bought actual cubicles. Yes. We have cubicles up in our main area in the upstairs so that the kids are going to be working like at a job. Like it brings me back my anxiety of when I used to work at a cubicle and I hated it. Okay. Another post could be on Instagram or a picture about sharing a tip on how you've been able to keep your energy up throughout the day, or how you curb cravings. And again, be careful that you don't show product and be like, I love this product right here. Like you don't want to do that. If you're using Bevy, or if you're using Shakeology, or if you're using Energize, hide the label. Make people ask you about it. So I'm going to let you do this for like a minute or so, take a screenshot of it, and it's a good idea that you can do it, and then I'll wrap you up. Okay, so if you still want to kind of remember what to do, just take a screenshot of this. I have this recording. We're going to put it up in the collaboration folder. It's in the chat. If you need the master folder where when leaders record where they put their things, I will put it in there once it's done downloading. But hopefully this has been helpful for you. Thank you so much for being here. I alternate every other Thursday with one of my coaches, 9-star diamond coach Holly Hireman. She does the alternate Thursday. But I'm running the coach presentation tonight. If you want to jump on or get someone on, make sure you just go and send them to that link, or you can just put their email in and sign them up. And then we have a follow-up email system that reminds them to get on. And we even have an email that goes after a presentation saying, hey, did you get on? If you didn't, here's a recording. So we do a follow-up process for you, which you then, of course, are going to follow up. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you again for saying all those kind words. Appreciate it, y'all. See.